Alright, students. So the next two chapters, the carbon cycle and the nitrogen cycle, were really small, like one-page lectures. So I combined both of them and made this PowerPoint presentation to make it easier for you guys to understand. Now, basically, what does a cycle means? It means repetitions. So what we study in carbon cycle and nitrogen cycle is how carbon and nitrogen is consumed by us and is given off into the environment back, and that's how it's like the proportion of it is maintained throughout the processes. So carbon is needed for proteins, fats, and other substances, and it comes from air. If you remember, I might have discussed about it that the body contains all these products like carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and they all contain carbon in it. All right, so it's like the most essential part of the body. So the plants, they take in carbon dioxide from air, which makes which helps them to make their food, and the animals, they get carbon dioxide, they get carbon by eating those plants or by eating other animals which have carbon in them. So as carbon dioxide is returned back to the environment through different processes, the amount of carbon dioxide in the air remains constant, just like I told you guys before. So like how does that happen? There are 3 points written below. I'm gonna show you how. Plants and animals respire. Now through respiration, what happens is we inhale oxygen and then we exhale carbon dioxide. This process of inhalation and exhalation is known as respiration. Now if I'm consuming oxygen and then I'm exhaling carbon dioxide, that means plants are consuming carbon dioxide and exhaling oxygen. So that's how the inhale and exhale exchange occur, and that change causes the carbon dioxide's proportion into the environment to remain constant. Then we have another point, which is bacteria and fungi. They respire while they decompose the dead. So I am like pretty sure you guys know what does decompose mean and what happens in that whole process. So when there's this any person or any living thing is dead, it's in the soil, the bacteria, they decompose the dead and then like they eat up that whole material, and then that energy is converted into carbon. So that's what happens. Then we have wood, coal, gas, and petroleum, which also gives out carbon dioxide when they are burnt with oxygen. Now if you burn all these things in oxygen, this would make out some smoke and return the carbon dioxide into the environment, and this whole process is known as combustion. Here's a picture, like these whole points, they described exactly what happens in a carbon cycles. So that's how it happens. Then we have nitrogen cycle. Now it's a little lengthy but not that too much long. So all the living things need nitrogen to grow and make proteins. We've studied it also previously. So even though air has abundant nitrogen, but we do not take nitrogen through the air. Alright, so like there's this 78% amount of nitrogen in the air, but we do not inhale that. So nitrogen has to be changed into ammonium or nitrate ions. Then it is absorbed by the living things. Alright, so the plants and we humans or animals, they do not uptake nitrogen just like a gas. So what happens is, even if we inhale the air inside the body, the nitrogen and its amount, it comes out directly as it is from the body. So that's what happens. Now plants obtain nitrates, and humans or animals, they eat plant or animal protein to obtain that nitrogen, like in the form of nitrate ions. Now here we have some processes how that nitrogen is given off into the environment and the quantity is maintained. Lightning, you guys know about lightning. We're talking about thunder and the lightning which occurs after during the rain. So lightning makes air hot enough to combine nitrogen and oxygen together. They make chemicals. By this strike of lightning, they make chemicals which are washed into the soil where nitrate ions are formed. So into, like, through the rain. You guys must know about acid rain and stuff. So through the rain, these nitrate ions are, transferred into the soil. This soil contains nitrogen fixing bacteria, which uses this nitrogen to form air, which makes nitrate for plants. I hope that's, clearing all those doubts. Now there's this process, like, you call it putrefy, or there's this process of, decomposing the deads. So that's what happens. There's this bacteria in the soil which is known as putrefying decay bacteria. This bacteria decompose the dead plants and animals, just like we studied in the carbon cycle, and then they releases ammonium compounds into that nitrate, and then we have nitrifying bacteria which changes these ammonium compounds into nitrates. So basically whatever happens, all these processes, they convert nitrogen into ammonium or nitrate ions, so that it is, kind of useful for us and plants. Here's a picture of how this all happens and how the quantity is balanced out. If you look at it, there's a cow and there's waste. So the cow inhales whatever stuff in the environment it's inhaling or eating, plants or maybe whatever. The waste, it goes into the soil. NH4 is ammonia, all right, and NH3 too. NO2 is obviously nitrogen, N2 is nitrogen. So what happens is all these processes, they converting nitrogen into nitrate ions and ammonia, all right, ammonium. So there's nitrogen fixing bacteria which is turning the waste into useful part, ammonium. Then we have nitrifying bacteria with lightning, and then all this process, it is converting nitrogen back to ammonium and nitrate ions, and then that whole process is converting the ammonium and nitrate ions into nitrogen, which is traveled along the denitrification process into the air, and that's how the whole nitrogen and carbon is balanced out through this whole cycle. So I hope it's pretty helpful. I hope you guys got an idea of how it all happens, and that's the end of this chapter and end of the syllabus also. So make sure to solve the questions.